Good morning.
Hello.
That's the best. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Free Rotation Nation. I am your host today, Chris, and I am joined by Angie.
Hello.
And Beckala.
Well, hello there, fellow humans.
And we figured today we were going to talk about conventions, like Dragon Con, MomoCon, Comic Con. A lot of people go, a lot of people enjoy them, and we were discussing the other day, just off the air, how like Dragon Con's gotten way too populated for us. And again, I don't know how often they went. Me and my friends used to go every year. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just one of those things where we went every year without fail because it was a fun convention, and it was more the party convention, so you could nerd out and play Magic the Gathering or video games or board games, but also get really drunk during the day.
Yeah, because the benefit of Dragon Con, which, you know, we've hammered home a lot, is that it's not in a convention center. It's actually at hotels.
Yeah.
So basically you're at your hotel 24/7 in a party atmosphere, drinking and doing whatever the hell you want.
And again,
there's like 2 hours where there's not a party.
Yeah, and there's panels, and it's a really fun time because you're surrounded by people, like when you go to those panels, that are interested in the same thing you're interested in, and they're probably drunk as well.
Yeah.
So it's just fun, and they have raves and costume contests and singing, and it's really, really fun. The problem is there's too many people now.
Yeah.
It used to be you could move and get around, and now if you're using the elevator in one of the hotels, you're going to stand there for an hour.
Yeah, and it's like we were talking to me and Angie. We went last year after the pandemic. It was the first time we had been back since the COVID hit in 2020. And afterwards, it was nice to be back because it was like something you're familiar with. And then, but when we left, I was like, it's just done. It's just it was like there's too many people. It's the same stuff over and over again. It's great when you're in your 20s and you can kind of roll around doing whatever, and it's the Atlanta atmosphere. But then when you get older, it's just like, I would just not rather be around a bunch of people.
See, and I don't even know if it's really the age thing. I think it's just there's so many people.
Yeah.
And part of it is here in Atlanta where Dragon Con happens. Dragon Con weekend is Labor Day weekend, which in Atlanta is also opening day for college football, which they have right up the road from Dragon Con. It's NASCAR weekend in Atlanta. It is, I think, Black Gay Pride in Atlanta and Dragon Con. So, and on top of the 80,000 people you have there for Dragon Con, you have an extra 100,000 people there for the Peach Bowl.
Yeah.
For the football game. You have an extra probably 50,000 there for NASCAR. An extra 40 or 50,000 there for Gay Pride. And it's just...
All in the same space, too.
Yeah, and it's an interesting conglomeration of people, but it's too many people.
Yeah, it used to be that back in like 10 years ago, there was only 3 hotels in Dragon Con, and we could get like a hotel at the Westin, which wasn't considered a Dragon Con hotel or anything.
Primary,
But yeah, you could get hotel rooms for cheaper, and it wasn't too bad. But now even the hotel rooms that are like, even the hotels that are adjacent or even 3 or 4 blocks away, it is astronomically expensive to stay at Dragon Con. So at some point, you're just like, the value of it and the novelty of it is just kind of gone. So, yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it, all of us this year. We were just kind of like, nah, we'll maybe not this year. Maybe in the next few years, maybe we'll go back. But if it keeps getting bigger and bigger, it's just
it's just too
much.
big.
Yeah.
Again, it is almost to the size of like Comic Con. Like San Diego Comic Con has like 100,000 people. Dragon Con's almost there, but they also don't have those other things going on at the same exact time that bring in an extra 200,000 people.
Which used to make it a lot of fun to mingle and people watch, because you could sit at a restaurant and watch, or a bar and drink. You can't get into those places now. So you go to the food court, and guess what? You can't get into the food court either. It's just too much. And I want to say, like, the quality of people has changed.
Well, so, and again, I had this happen to a friend of mine. When you have that many different groups of people intermingling and drinking, it used to be when you partied with Dragon Con, you were partying with Dragon Con people, and everybody's kind of in the same boat. They understand what it is. Everybody's having fun. But a few years ago, a friend of mine was at one of the hotels and got hit with a chair from the 6th floor that one of... So it was 2 guys, but one of them was very hammered, and they were there for the football game, and they were more aggressive than normal. And I don't know exactly what happened. There was a fight or something, and he threw a chair over the 6th floor balcony, and it hit her in the head, and she had to get she went to the hospital. She had to get a bunch of stitches, and it was a bad day. I'd never heard of anything like that happening before it got to the level it is now, because everybody was kind of on the same page.
Yeah, and especially now, like, there's nowhere to sit anymore. They've gotten rid of, like, even if you can't even really stay in the hotels unless you're at Dragon Con, but you can't get into the hotels just to be at just to be able to look around. Can't go in the panels and stuff. It's just changed. It's changed.
Right, and now you have to be very aware and really, we spend a lot of time watching out for other people because people are now disappearing from Dragon Con. Like, women are being taken, they're being raped. But worse, they're just being taken and never heard from again. And remember, Atlanta is one of the number one cities for sex trafficking.
Which, because of Delta.
Yeah.
I mean, we fly and go everywhere in the world to and from here.
Well, it's just the airport is conveniently located 20 minutes away from Dragon Con. It happens to be just the busiest airport in the world.
The world, yeah.
So, but, hey, not to be Debbie Downers, it's also con season in general, though. There's a bunch of stuff that happens during the year. Yeah, well, starting this month, there's always something going on, especially during summer.
Right.
So I was looking into that because, we used to do Dragon Con, and to a lesser extent, MomoCon kind of popped up recently. Mm-hmm. And I think that's at the end of May, and MomoCon is like a 10th of what Dragon Con is. It's just more of a local, it's just a smaller Dragon Con. And it was fun, and so I started looking into this, and we were talking about it, and like there are a lot of cons around, and I'd like to go to a bunch of them, and especially the smaller ones that I've never heard of because it seems interesting. And
well, it's like this wasn't a con, but like just going to like the possum drop at New Year's, that was such a random thing that you wouldn't
fun.
Yeah, you didn't know about, but you just go and there's a bunch of very interesting characters.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Well, and it was comfortable. No one was uncomfortable. They had food. They had. Again, it wasn't like a huge 30,000 person thing, but there were probably a good 10,000 people there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't super crowded.
No.
I didn't see anybody.
Everybody was having a good time.
Yeah, no one got arrested. I didn't see anybody getting fist fights. And people were drinking all day long.
The only person who had any hang up was Amber drinking her wine margarita.
Well, and the old guy who got toasty and fell out of his chair.
Yeah, but
they couldn't get him off the floor. Now that amused the rest of us.
Yeah, he was just an old drunk.
Yeah.
But this is a New Year's Eve thing in Tallapoosa, Georgia. They do the possum drop.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you why.
And they drop him by the tail.
Yeah, but it was fun and relaxed. And again, I'll be honest, I paid for like VIP seating, which was like $10 a person.
Yeah.
Which was they had tents set up and TVs and food and drinks and air conditioning. And
it was amazing.
It was awesome. Heaters,
It was fun. It was a good time. And they had all the, the performers and all that stuff. You could hear the music while you're sitting in the tent. It was, we were watching the football games and stuff. It was a great time. So there always is something that's
fun,
not known, but can be just as fun as some of these bigger conventions or festivals or anything to that extent. Because we do DreamHack every year, and that's not even the size of Dragon Con, but it is a big thing.
It is.
But then you have to go down and start researching things that maybe you've never heard of, like the possum drop.
And that's what they have. I think in Perry, Georgia, they do the vulture drop.
Oh.
Which, again, I don't know how big that is.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And I
It's
want
for
to
New
go.
Year's?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do that one this year.
This year's is going to be the
I'm on board.
vulture drop.
That would be fun to do, the different New Year's Eve traditions in Georgia.
Yeah.
Just go see them.
Because I'd be down. I mean, honestly, Perry's a little farther out, but we could stay down in Perry that night and then come back. But Perry's cool. We've been to Perry for the fair and stuff like that. But just the idea that it's like a vulture drop.
Yeah, it's just weird. But I'm on board with it. It sounds interesting. And they do the Floribama, they have the mullet toss every year where they just throw fish over the state line. Couldn't tell you why. Don't know how that started, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
We got to do that this year too.
I can look into one of the Floribama, and that actually ends up being, and again, for people who've never heard of it, there's usually 40,000 people at the mullet toss.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing that I've never been to. I have friends that have been and told me about it, and they never don't go anymore since they went the first time. They're like, I'm going forever.
Well,
this is the best time in the world.
Well, the thing is, it sounds so out there. You don't expect, why the hell are you throwing a mullet fish? First off, when you said mullet toss, I was picturing, the 80s style mullets. I'm like, why are you tossing mullets? And then I realized it was a fish. But, you hear about how outrageous is it. It has to be good if that many people are going. There has to be something that is very intriguing about this other than just the novelty of it. Because it would have died out years ago.
Yeah, apparently it's just a good time.
Well, when we went to the Bigfoot conference, I was shocked at how many people were there.
Yeah, there was a ton of people.
Then we made a mistake for going to a smaller one.
And that was
it
a
was
mistake.
like a cult. Dominus.
If they're having, I will say this, if you're having some sort of convention in a high school gym, probably don't go to that one. If you're having it
gotta
at
start somewhere.
I was going to say, if you're having it at a convention center or even a small convention center, you're probably more legit.
Well, I really think that we should put together our Crypticon.
I had another idea.
Yeah.
And you can edit this out so no one steals my idea.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so we had to cut out this fantastic, wonderful idea because we've decided we're going to start DrywallCon. There's a lot of semantics to it, so we don't want you to hear it, but make sure you check it out when we announce it on our Facebook and our Twitch / TheFreeRotation and all those other places about our definitely totally going to happen convention DrywallCon. Chris, that was just a fantastic idea to have a con based on drywall.
You're
That's
welcome.
amazing.
I thought it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, anyways.
But I was doing some research and I was looking up, and again, there is no con season. Con season apparently is all day,
Always.
every day, nonstop, everywhere
Yeah.
in the world. So I picked a few of the local cons, and I say local, I mean in the Southeast, that would be interesting to go to that I'd never heard of. Except for one I had heard of, and I just want to go
Just
for
because.
curiosity.
Yeah, okay.
So, that being said, I put together a list of just, I think it's 7 or 8 that are really interesting sounding and that I want to be a part of.
Okay.
And
Hit us with them. I can't wait to hear.
also, I'm going to set up a GoFundMe, so if you people want to donate to us traveling to these cons.
Yeah, we'll live stream it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I want to...
It's one of them Mothman Con.
No.
Hey, stop trying to jump the shark.
We can get, media passes and interview people and,
Yeah.
Deal.
And we'll put it up on YouTube.
yeah.
Because the best part of
Waking
YouTube
up.
is seeing things happen.
Well, that...
I don't know.
Again, going to cons is... Even smaller cons as an adult is expensive because,
Yeah.
again, we all work. We're all adults with jobs and bills, and it's hard to just take days off to go to a con, especially we're packing up gear, gas. If it's a 6-hour ride, you got to leave the day before. It just is what it is. So I'm going to set up a GoFundMe just for us to travel to cons. And my plan is I'm going to set it up and be like, okay, so next month we're going to go to a con. Here are the 8 we're interested in. You guys vote. You pick which con you want us to go
like
to,
it, yeah.
and that way we can schedule it and go.
Yeah.
And if you want to donate, awesome. If you don't, that's no
But
problem
if Chris
either.
puts the ventriloquist con, do not
Oh, God.
do not vote for it. I can't handle that.
So again, these are the ones I just picked out that were
They will come to life at night.
Okay, Pumpkin.
Or during the day.
It's okay. Calm
within
down.
an 8-hour drive that I'd never heard of.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first one was the Southeast Hollows Haunt Convention,
Ooh.
which I'd never heard of. It is May 5th through the 7th in this year. It's in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
It's the
Okay.
Savannah Convention Center.
What?
It is, and I printed off. I wrote up a little bit about each one. So the Georgia Southeast Hollows Haunt Convention will feature some of the best vendors in the haunt industry. So I assume they're making things to go ghost hunting, equipment and stuff.
My God. Now I really want to go.
There are activities, seminars, giveaways, and a masquerade ball.
Wait. Okay.
Masquerade.
You really went out. You went out of the what is it? I went out of the gate. Oh, you went out of the gate very,
Strong.
very strong.
Well, I mean, I'd never even heard of that. And
I didn't either.
And again, I should have thought that there would be a convention because again, people really love ghost hunting, and if you don't have the equipment, you either order it from Amazon, or there are these people that make things.
Yeah.
That's actually funny because we were all talking about it. Even Casey was talking about it, that we should go ghost hunting this summer since the weather's, during the summer, all that stuff, go different places. So the fact that there's actually a con in our state.
In Savannah.
That's
that
actually very
and
local.
I feel like I would have heard of that.
I thought I would have too. That's so crazy.
And you know what? This is a type of equipment that's being made that Ghost Adventures would buy. Let's try this out.
Yeah.
And that's
Back
what
when
it
they
said.
were
It's
decent.
a hunter's convention for the haunt enthusiast, home hunter, or the professional hunter. They have actors and makeup artists and stuff that show up too, I guess, from the shows. But I mean, it's just really interesting.
Well,
that
That's
maybe-
so cool.
Maybe we need to
it's
regroup our idea about going camping a couple weeks later.
We can still go camping. That's like $40 total, maybe.
True.
camping's cheap.
Yeah, but maybe
I
refocus on
think
finding
we
like an
focus
Airbnb
on the
and
5th,
going to Savannah.
Going down to Savannah, yeah.
Okay, I figured you guys would enjoy that, but I just saw it and I'm like, how has no one mentioned this? I've seen no advertising for it, never heard of it. But
It may be just something we haven't heard about because it's Savannah, which even
Because
though
we're
it's
not in the groups or anything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I get like,
And think about it, guys. If we go down there, we get business cards made up and we talk to people about our Crypticon. And we get it out there like, hey, would you like to be a speaker at our Crypticon? This is how
or even
we
the fact
start
that
this.
we do ghost hunting on our podcast. Or
There-
have interviews.
Well,
and
we
stuff.
want to start the Scripticon, and we set it for fall of 2024.
Yeah.
We need to go ahead and start making contacts and setting people.
Man, we're talking about Drywall Con. Don't forget, it's Drywall Con.
Yeah, Drywall Con.
But
We
yeah.
need to get our painters in line.
Yeah.
So I figured that would be interesting.
First off, I really wanted to go do this one.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like something that's right up everybody's alley, and I'd never heard of it. And I was like,
It's really
how is
fun.
this happening in my state? I get advertisements from bumfuck nowhere, Georgia. There's
I
stuff's
know you
going
get
on.
like adjacent Funko Pop knockoff con where
Yeah.
it's like people who make Funko Pops,
I
and
get-
that's like in
Come
Perry,
LARP
Georgia.
underneath the Denver airport. Like, yeah, that's so close. I can do that. I mean, I would if I was closer.
Any hoozle. So that was the first one.
Okay. It's
So
gonna
it's
be
like
hard to top that one.
I mean, yeah, but whatever. I saw this one and I was reading about it, and I never heard of it because this is the first year they're doing it. It's called a PopCon, APOPKON. It is May 6th. It's just one day. It's at Camp Weewa in Florida.
Sorry.
Again, it's a comic book convention, sci-fi and toys and stuff. But it's basically a pop culture convention. The idea is to bring awareness and mental health, wellness, and suicide prevention resources to the area in a family-friendly and nature-filled atmosphere on the beautiful Camp Weewa, which is a big camp in Florida. So
Okay.
it's like an outdoor thing that's in like a really nice setting, but it's
Yeah.
also for like
Yeah.
suicide prevention.
Well,
It sounds kind of like a swap meet, too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Really
just sounds like it's
I
kind
would
of
say like almost
lowbrow.
like a flea market esque
Yeah.
like kind
Swap
of
meet.
swap meet convention. Although I was not trying to laugh at the fact that it's named Camp Weewa. Like that's just I know it's like it's such a good idea and it's so like helpful and trying to help mental health issues and stuff. But when you hear Weewa, I just have a hard time not laughing at that.
But yeah, they're going to be a PopCon, vendors, food trucks, meditation, wellness professionals, music and art practices, cosplay competitions, arcade room setup, and stuff like that.
Personally, for me, this sounds miserable.
It just
I
sounds
would
like it's
not-
an outside
Yeah.
outdoor
I would
flea
love
market.
to be outside and look at this stuff. Yeah.
I just like food
Find the
trucks
magic
and-
vendors
yeah.
and the food trucks.
Yeah, I think functionally, I think it's a great idea because it's like it's outside, it's for mental health awareness. They're trying to do all this stuff.
It's also the first one, so it's going to be pretty much a disaster.
Yes.
But fun, because you can get away with a lot of stuff at the first ofs.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come set a tent up and just sell some.
I want to wear my
mushrooms,
T-shirt that says
quote-unquote.
"Kill the locals" and just what?
Okay.
That's not suicide, that's just murder.
Yes.
Homicide's different.
saying,
And then after
I've-
that, we can go to Savannah for the haunting con because then they're going to be haunting you for having like basically killed them or something.
Dragging ghouls around with you.
Yeah.
But no, I just saw it and it was the first one they're doing, and it's like,
No, it's gonna be neat.
it would be cool to see like the first Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Because again,
yeah.
there's no telling that it can't blow up.
Right. That's
I have
true.
no idea.
And that's a great point. Like every convention has some sort of starting point.
Yep.
And maybe it's outside at a camp. Maybe it's in the middle of a classroom.
Yeah, maybe it
in
started
high
in
school.
a high school gym.
Yeah. That one though, we're never going back to that one. But I'm just saying, like, or a rec
Yeah.
or a rec center or something. But to be at the first one, then you could say like, hey, I was at the first one, and now it's like all
Plus,
over
it sounds
Florida.
cool. I bet you could find some pretty rare stuff for your collections and
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds like it'd be an
Like comic
interesting,
book,
like, a
probably a
nerd
lot-
swap meet.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Just bring your bobbleheads and
Have fun.
probably these loot crate things and
Yeah.
sell them for
Your
a lot.
Funko Pop
Yeah.
knockoffs.
But no, I saw it and it was the first one they've never done it before. And I was like, you know what? That sounds like something that would be fun to go do.
Yeah.
And be a part of and be like, hey, we were here for the first one ever. But yeah. So
Okay.
the next one, this one I have heard of before. It just sounds like it's a disaster. And of course, I'm talking about Furry Weekend Atlanta.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
Becky, you were wanting to go to
that.
Don't be mean. Don't be mean.
So
Okay,
this is
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
May 11th through the 14th at the Marriott Marquis, which is also where they hold Dragon Con. Furry Convention. Furry Weekend Atlanta is a convention that takes place in downtown Atlanta. They welcome everyone interested in the furry side. Fursuits are not required, so if you want to show up in your people skin,
They used to require fursuits.
completely okay.
I want to get a hidden
getting more
camera in my
inclusive.
fursuit.
Also, I'll go ahead and let you people know when I was researching this, there are a lot of furry conventions out there, and a lot of them are adult only.
Yes, that is very true.
It is very horrifying.
Because they yiff. What is it called? Yiffing?
Yiffing.
Yiffing?
Yiffing?
Yeah. Yiffing, scritch piles, and fur balls.
No,
and
stop.
I just want to.
my
We
skin
accidentally
is
walked in
crawling.
on one at Dragon Con one time, and I think she's been traumatized ever since.
I think I've blacked it out. I just
We
remember.
walked in on that, and as we were running from that, walked into the circle jerk room.
I'll be honest with you. You know what's funny about that story though is like I remember walking through there, and I remember leaving, and then everything in between is blacked
Like
out.
seriously, she doesn't. You really don't remember. But it was like a comedy of errors. We walk out of the gifting room, open another door that we think is the exit, and they're literally in there in a big circle jerk.
Watching hentai.
Yeah, but they're like literally in a circle yeeting to the sides of them. I'm like, oh, this is different.
See, and this is why I want to go there and not.
That's old school Dragon Con.
Just in case, I'm not a fursuit enthusiast, but I do want to record and report on it for us, for y'all
Yeah.
mostly.
I was about to say
We could put in our kiguramis.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to try and not be offensive to people who are into furry stuff. That's your thing. Consenting, cool, whatever. I cannot. When it just makes me no. It just something about it makes me super uncomfortable.
I want to go as an elephant furry and be the elephant in the room.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go as me and my skin with a T-shirt,
But I want.
and we can live stream and broadcast this and
Yeah,
interview
yeah.
people.
Actually,
and,
would be even funnier is if we had like somebody who did really good costume makeup and somebody went as like a legit looking werewolf, like something out of like a horror movie, and it's like, what the fuck are you
And
guys
it just
doing?
goes on a mass murder spree because.
That's escalating.
Do you think you could plea that you know
No.
they really felt they were furries
No.
and you're a werewolf?
I don't think
I would angrily prosecute
I might have
that
to go
case.
back to the
I'm
middle
not sure the
Hulk con.
insanity to plea works anymore.
Damn it! Especially
It
since
does.
I'm premeditating it right now.
I was about to say it does work, but I mean, there's a lot of I couldn't do it. That one is like I would sit outside
I
like
don't know. I really do want to be the elephant in the room.
I would sit
And don't talk about me because I'm the elephant in the room.
I'm
Nobody's
gonna
gonna
sit
talk
over
about
at
it.
like the Hilton and just wait for you to come back. So and just be like, what did you see?
Becky will be like, "We don't talk about Bruno."
I see one walking by
rocking
and
back
just
and
screech
forth.
owl and run out of the building.
But yeah, not close. It's number one when I was looking this up in the world is comic like conventions, and number two was furries.
What?
I don't. There's a bunch of them. There's like Furpocalypse, and I don't know.
We did talk about Rainforest at one point.
Yeah, we did.
There are a lot of them, and a lot of them are. You got to be 18 or above to go because of the sexy times in fursuits.
Oh God,
I really need to
can't.
see
I,
this.
No.
I specifically didn't pick one of those because I don't want to go to that.
I want to see it.
I do not. That's a hard pass for me.
I was about to say, why don't you and Chris go to this one?
Well, no, I remember at Dragon Con. There's panels in the back that pull down, so they can through the thing. It's like a panel, like if you ever want a onesie, how it buttons in the front and
I'm
back.
legitimately curious if there is anybody who is listening to this podcast who is into this, and you can message us if it is. But would you tell people you're going to this? Like, not like people who are also into it, but would you also tell like people
Well,
you work
remember,
with?
Moreland
There
did
is
deny
a-
he was a furry for a long time.
There's a big community about it now, and there's like DJs that are furries that like that's what I do. I DJ furry stuff because I'm a furry, and it's like, that's got to be a niche market.
Well-
Apparently, fucking not, bro.
And
know,
now think
second-
about the kids who are going to school as furries. And
Oh God.
there's a couple of kids locally who have started a chatty women thing. Because there's children who she identifies as a cat and she wants a litter box. And she only speaks in meows.
Mental illness
Is someone
is a
not
thing.
hitting her enough? Or?
I was just about to say we had two very different reactions to that.
If you're a furry, we're not judging you. Okay,
No.
Becky is. Becky
I will 100%
legitimately
tell
is.
you, I'm sorry, I don't understand it.
But maybe you
know,
could explain it to us. We've
Yeah.
just never had a
But here's the
conversation
thing, like,
with
at the
anybody
same
sane
time, like,
who could
I don't
explain
care
it.
as long as you're not hurting other people and you're doing your own thing and it's all consenting stuff. I don't give two shits. Go for it, whatever. And there's probably things that I do you probably don't think is normal anyways. Like, I don't know, be a lawyer. I don't know. Yeah.
What?
Scissoring?
Scissoring,
Like,
sure.
What are we doing?
But it's one of those things where you're like, what? Whatever. Go for it. I will not be anywhere in the vicinity of Atlanta that
Also, if you
weekend.
donate and vote on it, we have to go. That's the rule.
Also,
And if you donate enough, we'll have to go in costume.
No!
Yes.
We're not doing that.
No!
At all.
Yeah, I will.
Angie will go in a costume.
I'll be in an elephant costume. I'll be the white elephant too. Get
Any-
it, like the Christmas thing.
Oh my God.
Oh, I want to be the worst of
Anyways.
the worst. What's the next one, Chris?
Jesus.
So the end of Furry Week in Atlanta, we have
I'm so uncomfortable.
They have hundreds of hours of programs, dances, enormous video game and board game rooms, an artist alley, fursuit dance competitions, and a bunch of that kind of a fursuit dance competition. BT dubs. Sounds great.
Everything about that is making my skin crawl right now. I don't want it. I don't want this. Can I get off this wild ride? Can we go back to the haunting one? That one sounds great.
So the next one is called MetroThamCon, which is, I think it's what they renamed Chattacon to.
Oh, okay.
It's in Chattanooga. It's May the 12th through the 14th, which sounds right because it was normally near MomoCon. I think they just renamed Chattacon, which is in Chattanooga. It's like a small Dragon Con. It's kind of everything nerdy and pop culture all in one.
Oh, I'd like to do that.
Yep, I haven't been, and I was saying I want to go to Chattacon. It doesn't exist anymore, but I think this is what it is now.
I love Chattanooga.
Yeah, it's 2.5
You like
hours.
You like
I've
Chattanooga?
never been to Chattanooga.
What?
Well, we have to go.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, no. Where did Amber live? She lives in Chattanooga.
Yeah, she lived close to it.
She
Lived in a adjacent.
Wait, is the Dolly World in Chattanooga?
No.
Okay, then I haven't been to Chattanooga.
Chattanooga's awesome, and they also have some of the best antique stores and flea markets around.
I was gonna say, and the historical
Yeah,
aspects
it's
and
really
the
cool.
and the I bet a good ghost tours are there.
Okay, I'm down.
But yeah, MetroThamCon, gaming, cosplay, live streams, art, music, LARPing, pop culture. There's vendors. They have celebrities. Supposedly, I couldn't see them.
Celebrity being loose.
Yeah. Kids events, panels. So it's like a family-oriented thing.
Okay.
Oh,
I
ew.
mean,
You say, oh, ooh,
Yeah,
kids?
kids.
no children.
Oh,
Cross
no.
goblins.
People.
Would you rather go to the fur?
I'd rather go to furry
knew it.
con.
I was about to say she would
I
definitely
would
go
prefer
to the
furries over
fur
kids. I'm
convention.
sorry.
But no, that one,
I'm just
I think
kidding.
that's what Chattacon was renamed. And
Yeah.
I don't know why they went with MetroThamCon. It's really
It
awkward.
must be somebody who bought it. That was something.
I guess. It's just, it's weird to
Well, they
say.
probably want you to know it's a family con, but I don't get the metro.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like Metroid.
That reminds me of metrosexual. Like, is it just for everybody then? Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, that's
I'm
what
kind of
people
down for
really-
that one too, though. That sounds
Oh,
fun.
that's like
Yeah.
2 hours away.
And
Now
here's the
that
thing.
one I would. We
Now,
could just drive up there for the day and come back.
I was about to say I also haven't been to Chattanooga, and I hear it's
Oh,
beautiful.
man.
So.
It's pretty, and the drive up there is nice once you get past Atlanta. And again,
Mm-hmm.
they have some of the best antique and thrift stores around.
Okay.
You people stay out of my stores. You go around some mountains to get down to
Yeah.
it. and
Okay.
And it's got this amazing like backwards up the mountain like ride.
Great.
They also have that deli that's owned by the cult people,
I was wondering if that was it because I was on a TV
the
show.
Yellow or whatever.
Yeah.
They have a deli up there.
Like
That's
something
it.
up there, yeah. I was wanting to go.
Okay.
And a bunch of good barbecue.
Oh, there's a ton of good barbecue.
Okay. I mean, I'm down for that too. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Amber lived outside of Gatlinburg, by the
It was
way.
Gatlinburg. That's right.
So the next one is called Bizarre World.
Okay.
It sounds good.
Wait, bizarre or bizarre?
Bizarre.
Okay.
It's in Orlando. It's May 13th. It's just one day. And it's like a build your own horror and steampunk kind of convention. Like,
Ooh.
they have like booths set up with, they have vendors and stuff, but they also
Yeah.
have panels on how they make like horror things in the movies and how, they do blood and guts and blah, blah, blah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool
Yeah.
idea. And I saw it, I'm like, interesting. And like, they show you how they do a lot of the tricks with the ghosts and the spooky sounds and whatever. It's just a really interesting concept for a con. That's not just like, hey, here's a bunch of movies you like con.
Yeah.
This is more of like I guess if you worked in the industry con.
No, that's
Oh,
really
interesting. That would actually be cool because
Yeah.
it's not just like I'm a fan of this.
And
It's
I like Friday the 13th. It's like, okay, how do they do all that?
right. Like, how do I become somebody who does that?
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
But yeah, I saw that one. I'm like, that's an interesting concept. And again, it's just one day, but it's really cool. And
Yeah.
it would be one of those things that I'd be like, all right, this is a cool thing to see.
Yeah. Something that something you would say that you saw and now, okay, I saw it. That's cool.
No, but you can go and learn how to like build the set pieces.
Yeah. Or again, I think
Yeah.
I think this is more centered on like the horror aspect. So
Yeah.
they do like the blood and guts and like animal bite
How they
marks.
had things come through the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I thought it was interesting. The next one is just one that I picked for me.
Okay. How do you know we don't want to go to it?
It's called NicoCon.
Is Nico Cat?
It is. I'll be honest. It's
It's sexy anime girls, big titty goth girls.
yes. So it is the 3-day anime convention held in Virginia. It's in Virginia. It is November 3rd to the 5th. It's the oldest anime convention in Virginia. And again, I'll be honest, I don't give two shits about anime. Do I like e-girls with ears? You goddamn right I do. And if you can get them all in one place, I'm on board for going to that place.
Because if they're wearing ears, their tits are out.
Come holler at your boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of them. I'm attracted to all of them, but some of them. Come holler at your boy.
You know, Maryland has like a fairy con. So you could hit up probably con, swing up by fairy con.
I don't give a shit about fairy con.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of girls dressed like fairies.
You don't give a shit about that.
Wow.
Doesn't even...
Discriminating.
Not even a flinch.
Not even a dick
Not
twitch.
a twitch. Nothing.
Not even a jerk?
No.
Nothing? Wow.
I don't give a shit about
A
fairies.
little
But
dribble drop.
e-girl tails and ears. Let's get them all together.
Sounds like you really want to go to Furry Con.
No.
I want to show you Moreland and tails and ears.
I'm gonna hard pass. But that one was just more of a personal for me.
Just to
I want to
call
go.
out, yeah.
Like,
oh, okay.
Just plays a bunch of Nico girls. I mean, I get them online, but if we get them all in one room,
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
You're bound to find your favorite TikTok influencers there.
I thought you were about to say tit talk.
I almost did.
gonna say
Your tit tats.
tit-tot.
Tittles.
This one I picked because of the name, and apparently it's actually on the East Coast and West Coast, and I'd never heard of it. It's called Wasabi Con.
Okay, hold on. That sounds fun.
So it's October 13th to the 15th. It's in Jacksonville, Florida, which is, I don't know if you've ever been to Jacksonville. It's the shittiest town in Florida.
Yeah, I've only heard that it's the shittiest
In a
town.
state of awfulness, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Isn't it called like the armpit of Florida?
I don't know. Jacksonville's a shithole. I'm sorry if you
Yeah.
live in Jacksonville, but fucking move because that place sucks donkey dicks.
Yeah.
I went there twice when I was younger. One was for a magic tournament, and they had it at the Jacksonville Mall. It was half closed down and half open. Like, we're in a mall where half of it is not salvageable for humans to be near, and we're like just set up in tables in the middle of it. I'm like, we're gonna get murdered. And this is where murders happen. But that was all of Jacksonville.
I can just picture like it looks like like what Last of Us looked like. In,
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
That's Jacksonville. I think they just live filmed that shit there. That's not even a TV show. It was just a live action
Oh yeah,
documentary.
they just stuck Bella Ramsey in a mall in Jacksonville and said, "Good luck, have fun."
It was bad. Jacksonville
Here's
sucks.
how you turn the lights on, but they're still not gonna work.
Yeah,
And
the
again,
guy, like the people playing the zombies, actually were like locals who just happened to be
They're
like
just heroin and
Yeah.
pill addicts. Like, ugh.
they just
Throw
messed
some
out.
dirt on them. Get him to sign the contract.
Again, Jacksonville is fucking awful. But WasabiCon. And again, it's your traditional anime, pop culture, whatever convention. It just has a cool name, and apparently they have one in Oregon as well. So
Okay.
apparently it is popular enough to have two separate conventions in two parts of the U.S. Having never heard of it, that's weird to me because Dragon Con's just one thing, and it's huge.
It's almost like Comic Con.
And
There's
Comic-Con
New
is in
York.
too.
Well, there's
Yeah.
there's New York City Comic Con and then San Diego Comic Con.
And
Right.
Atlanta Comic Con.
Yeah, Atlanta
Oh,
does a
yeah.
Comic-Con. Macon does a huge comic book convention
Yeah.
too. Apparently, it's ginormous. Like,
Yeah. Well, like you said, number one is comics. Number two are furry.
and I don't care about comics at all, but it's really weird to me that this place it's popular enough to have two separate locations on the East and West Coast.
Yeah.
I mean, more power to them. I've just never heard of WasabiCon.
Becky, what was that Japanese con thing we went to?
Japan Fest.
Japan Fest.
Japan Fest is cool
That was
because
pretty
it's not
cool.
all like con stuff. A lot of it
No.
has Japanese culture involved.
Yeah, that is cool.
We
So there's
saw like dancing and
yeah,
a play and
historical
sword.
aspects.
Yeah,
so it's
it
cool.
was so cool.
Yeah. The only bad part is that it's like even where it's at, it's such a crowded area. Like
is.
it needs to expand if it's going to do
Well,
it.
and Becky tried her first red bean bun there and was like, not for me.
Yeah,
There was something that another
they had
kind of product.
chicken yakitori up there that was awesome. At,
Yeah.
at Japan Fest. I like Japan Fest, and if you ever want to go, if you're in Atlanta, it is fun. It is dirt cheap to get in. I think it was like $15 a
Yeah,
person.
it's real cheap.
But it's
Everything in
expensive
there's
as-
inside it
yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But getting in is cheap and it's fun. And again, if you want to go get your overpriced Hello Kitty, whatever, you could marry my
Or
wife
your
and buy it
Totoro.
for her. Because
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And the other thing you wanted to try there, and I can't, it's like on the tip of my tongue, was like the little deep fried octopus on the stick.
Yeah, yakitori.
It'd be yakitori because that's what
Okay.
the chicken yakitori is.
That's what I thought it was. When you said
I
it
think
as,
I had chicken yakitori though because I didn't want to try the
That
octopus.
chicken was so good.
yeah. And it was outside on the little pat. That's
Yeah.
it, yeah.
It's-
That food was
Didn't
good.
Bobby go with us, or was it
No,
just me, Matthew,
it
and
was
you?
Jake. Jake went with us.
Was it Jake? No, it was Dan.
It was
Dan-
also Jake, Becky.
Well, I was gonna say Dan was the one that tried this octopus yakitori,
Yeah.
yakitori or whatever.
Yeah,
it
but I
was.
think Dan would eat anything.
Yeah,
Pretty
well, he's
much,
also
yeah.
Korean. They eat everything anyways.
So,
Whatever
anyway,
they can find on an island.
ignoring her racism.
Yeah, no kidding.
Also, Korea's not an island. I don't know how much you know about geography.
I mean, it technically is. It's just surrounded by water.
Nope.
It's not an island, but it is a island if you think about it.
It's an island in the way that all of Asia's an island.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, so yeah, that's WasabiCon. And again, it's a...
I stand by this. I'll die on this hill.
They
Go
have
ahead.
video games and anime and stuff. It's just a normal convention.
Japan's an island.
Yeah.
What?
It's a chain of islands. It's
Japan's
an
a chain of
archipelago.
islands.
Yeah.
But I don't know where you got Korea as an island.
Any hoozles.
Okay.
I'll stand on this. I'll die on this hill.
Okay.
Flat
Sorry.
Earth is real.
But yeah, WasabiCon. Northeast Florida's largest pop culture event for fans of cosplay, anime, gaming, and everything geek. 3-day convention. Guests, local artists, exhibitors, gaming panels, contests, blah, blah, blah. Daytime programming to be all ages. Evening is 18 up. So I think it's like they're trying to make sure that it doesn't get to where like Dragon Con is, where it's like drinking during the day and just
Yeah.
everybody's hammered. They're trying to make sure that if you want to bring your kids during the day, you can.
Yeah.
And then at night, keep the fucking kids at home.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a hard stop. Where Dragon Con is understood.
Yeah,
Get your
Dragon
kid
Con-
out of there after 4.
But even at Dragon Con, like, they're just drunk during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this place is trying to limit that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the kids don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like, it gives them a safe place
No,
to go have
I
fun.
like that. They
a good
can
idea.
experience a con at a young age safely.
Yeah.
It always bothers me. You know, I say I don't like kids, but I do care about kids. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. And I really hate when I see them see a character they like and they're so drunk
Yeah.
when they meet them. It's
fucked up.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I saw that, and I'm like, you know what? That's a good rule. That's cool that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Set it up that way, like, from, 10 in the morning till 6 at night, all ages.
right. And if you
After
don't like
6,
kids, you know to stay
18 and
away.
up.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot.
And so, yeah, it was really cool. The next one I saw, and I didn't think it was a real thing, and this was the last one I researched because I don't know. I saw it, and I'm like, that's real specific. And it is called Video Game Tats Con.
Wait.
It's all about video game tattoos.
I was about to say that is so extremely specific.
And it's in Knoxville, Tennessee. It is
Well, Casey could go.
a 3-day event from May 19th to May 21st.
For tattoos of video games. Or
Wait, I don't understand. What's the point?
tattoos of video games.
Video Game Tats Con is a tattoo convention bringing the love of gaming and tattoos together. VGT Con is a show branching off. VGT is branching off from the successful Anime Inc. Con that is on its 4th year. There will be a live DJ, musical performances, cosplay contests, tattoo contests, live tattoos, and more.
Oh, I would love to get a tattoo.
Oh.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool, though.
I just saw it and I'm like, Video Game Tats Con.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's just weirdly specific. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like if I decided I wanted to have a Bigfoot convention, but specifically about his ankle. So the Bigfoot.
Or about his tattoos of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Tattoos of Bigfoot Con. So, like, yeah, I saw that and I'm like, and thinking about it, I know a lot of people that have a lot of video game tattoos, so
Yeah.
this makes sense.
It does. When
Yeah.
you think
But
about
it's just
it.
one of those weird things that I've like, who the fuck cares? Just go to your tattoo artist, get a tattoo.
Like HorrorCon in Atlanta, they have a tattoo contest.
Yeah.
I'm
But this
thinking-
but it's just a piece of a con. This is just a whole ass
I
con.
bet you it's because it's like it's supposed to be branded for the people who are maybe just into tattoos and like
Video
it's
games?
like a tattoo thing, but it's because gamers are so popular now that it's like, hey, come here, we'll tattoo you for an exorbitant amount of money.
It was just,
Also, tattoo girls. I
mean,
feel about
I-
tattoo girls the way you feel about ears and tails. That's why I want Becky to get tatted up.
I mean,
good. Oh, please get Thug Life tattooed on your neck.
oh my god. So I can be investigated by my own office.
If she ever passes out,
I need it in like super cholo-y script as well.
oh man,
Oh my god,
with,
just get,
like,
a
gold-
tip tattoo on
gold
it.
outlines and stuff on it.
Just one teardrop right here. I could get
What murder
D&D
did you-
D&D tattooed on me since it's a gang now.
You can do like the chola permanent tattoo eyes with like the wings that come out halfway to your fucking brow or your temple, and
I could just get no regrets tattooed on my
God.
forehead.
Not one, not even one letter. Nah, no regrets, bruh. But no, like Video Game Tats Con, like you couldn't even come up with something better than that. Like they're just like, you know what, we're gonna call it what the fuck it is. Just, it's just really interesting to me. And there were some others. There's like, this is the 30th anniversary of X-Files, so there were 2 separate
Yeah, the X-Filer con.
X-File cons that I
Yeah.
saw, and one was called like File Con, and the other one was the X-Files 30th anniversary
Yeah.
con. Which I'm
Not to get
go fuck yourself,
yeah.
guys. But they're both in the north. Like one was in upstate New York, the other one was in like Wisconsin. I'm like, I'm not going to either of them shits.
Yeah.
And I love X-Files more than anyone you've ever met in your life. Not close either. I own the movies. I have seen every episode repeatedly. It is constantly on repeat on my accounts. I watched through the seasons, even the shitty episodes, which there were some. I don't care who you are. There were some real stinkers thrown off in there. But I love the X-Files.
Then there was like some amazing gems.
Oh, it was great.
Like the Hillbilly Family.
Yeah.
My God.
I've never watched X-Files.
Oh, my God.
I've legit never seen it.
So here's the thing. Now, all this like weird, creepy shit is super cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I remember because I lived through it. And I fucking loved it. Everybody be like, hey, man, did you watch so-and-so? I'm like, no, man, fucking X-Files is on. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with this kid?
Here's the thing, though. Running joke has been that the kids who were super fucking weird back in the 80s and 90s are now the ones producing the TV.
Well, we know what's going on. We fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
But
we
no.
know what the kids need.
Aliens coming down doesn't surprise us.
Yeah, I've fucking seen this shit for
Yeah.
years.
We know
Yeah.
what they're going to do, and we know how to counter it.
Those boomers up there are like, oh my God, they keep seeing UFOs. Meanwhile, that's like a Tuesday for most of us.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, I would love to go to X-Files Con just to go see. So I say that. I'm going to meet a lot of people that are going to piss me off.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I loved it forever. I'm like, go fuck yourself. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
That's like when you went to like the panels for Robert Jordan and you met some of those people and you're like, I will murder all of you.
Yeah. There's people who form their own fan theories. And when it's superimposed, Robert Jordan tells you very clearly what he meant every step of the way. He had it all laid out, and then they have these theories. You don't fucking have a theory because the damn author himself told you what was going on. Things like that bother me, but what if? There's no what if, motherfucker.
I get into this with my wife when she tells me about emo music. And I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. I was the emo music provocateur back in the day, and it's none of this My Chemical Romance bullshit pop garbage that you're listening to. It was Elliott Smith and Feeling Left Out and the Get Up Kids and Dashboard Confessional before he got all poppy.
Yeah.
I lived that shit, got made fun of for it. You can kiss my ass. So, I get it with
Get off
like
my lawn.
the books and stuff, and that's my problem with like, I want to go to an X-Files con, but I'm going to meet these people and be like, you're the worst, It's like going to a Magic tournament, and 90% of the people there are what you imagine Magic playing kids are. They're the basement-dwelling, unshaven, unkempt, dirty asshole
Smelly, ugh.
dicks that you're like, what the fuck are you doing to the game I love, bro?
You know what disappointed me the most? Of anything that's ever happened, I noticed that Cradle of Filth had a resurgence a couple of years back. I was like, oh my God, Becky. Everybody's talking about Cradle of Filth. No. They're like, he got clean. He's putting out good music. No, he didn't. I'm going to need you to get back on heroin.
No junk, no soul.
It was horrific. It was so bad.
And again, I never liked Cradle of Filth to begin with, and they fell into that whole, like, Christian Death and Cradle of Filth and all those bands, at the Cannibal Corpse, and I just never, it was never my cup of tea.
Typo negative.
Yeah.
With him.
I don't give a shit about Peter Steele either. Like, I never got into that.
Yeah. But the emo music, that was your jam.
It was, and all my friends were like metalheads and punkers, and I caught nonstop shit for loving emo music. And now it's like, My Chemical Romance and Whitechapel. I'm like, you can go fuck all the way off, because none of that was emo music.
Or that thing that Black Veil Brides.
Yeah.
None of that's
what the
emo.
fuck? That's not emo. They call themselves that. You can go sit on the stick.
Now there's all these kids that are like 5 years younger than me. They're like, I'm elder emo. I'm like, no, you're fucking not. Go eat a dick. All the way to the balls. Because fuck you. And again, I get it. I don't want to, like, I told my wife, like, I don't want to gatekeep, but I feel like somebody has to. It might as well be me.
I wish people would gatekeep furries.
They are. They're gatekeeping them in a hotel in Atlanta where they can all fuck each other.
That's true.
I mean, that is kind of what a furry is. You put them in a stable in a barn and let them fuck
Well, to
each
be fair,
other.
and the one I picked was the one that was not the most egregious, even with the art. A lot of them had some art that was like, I'm not even clicking on this to see what you're about. I get it.
I will never forget. This is, I think, actually, you know what? I don't even know if I've told you the story, Angie. I feel like I have. I think what started it is there was a girl in my law school class who was obsessed with horses. And one day I looked over and she was doodling herself as a horse.
Horse girls are weird.
And she was talking to her horse about how much she loved her horse as she was a horse. And I thought to myself, God willing, these are the people who are becoming lawyers.
No, I remember you telling me because you were fairly convinced she was doing stuff with
fucking
her
her
horse. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, she might not have been fucking a real horse, but she might have had a bad dragon that looked pretty similar to what he had.
So, yeah. That's my story for why furries scare me.
There is a con that I discovered when we were looking these things up, and it was Mothman Con. And I need to go out in the field and get scared by the Mothman.
I'm on board with Mothman Con. If it's not,
But you know the people are going to piss you off.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like Bigfoot Con, where they're just going to be such... The way they believe is the only way to believe.
Yeah, I'm more interested in like historical accuracy versus like.
And I just want to hear the stories. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to gatekeep, and I don't want you to gatekeep me because I'm coming in uneducated.
And I want you to tell me
Fucking
your
educate
bullshit
me.
you're making up and trying to sell your book.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care.
I just want to hear the real stories and tell me why you believe what you believe. I'm not trying to come in with, superimposing on your knowledge. And that's what bothered me because they thought we were there to make fun of them, I think.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we had the guy sitting down talking to us for over an hour while we were having to pack up because they threw us out. Not the the Bigfoot convention, but the other smaller one we went to. And like this was the guy who wrote the books. I can't think of his name now. He's the one on record with everything. The one who recorded the Sierra Sounds.
Well,
it's that guy.
Like I'm on board with it because Les Stroud is really big into Bigfoot, and he's a Survivor Man. Like he's super big into Bigfoot. Like went out hunting for it. Has spent his own money going.
What does he look like?
Les Stroud?
Does he have like?
No, he's got no hair.
Oh, okay.
He's super reasonable about it too, and he's like, look, people tell you a lot of bullshit stories, and this is what they believe, and that's fine. I'm here looking for actual evidence.
Mm-hmm. I married Bigfoot. He's actually my baby daddy. He owes me child support.
That sounds like a story
Because
that
while
Kat
this
wrote.
guy is talking to us, these people over there like seriously like raising their hands like they're at a Pentecostal church at this old lady who they're revering because she's doing Bigfoot calls.
I'm out.
And she's the one who came over and like, who invited you? Who said you could sit up here? Becky's like, the table we paid for said we could sit up here. And it just got worse and worse. But then this guy comes over and he happened to be the guy telling us all his stories and how he got into it, showing us the pictures, letting us listen to his recordings.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. Like I want to hang out with that guy.
Yeah.
That old lady that's hooting like a Bigfoot.
No. And then he's like, are you guys leaving? And I was like, yeah, they threw us out. And he's like, hang on. I'm the main speaker here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, say more. But we were like, no, we're done. We're done.
Well,
And I think it's because Bobby was so well dressed, because I certainly wasn't. Becky and Bobby probably looked too nice for them. I could fit in with them.
Yeah, but if you're there recording, like you're supposed to look
Yeah, and they're
at
like,
least reasonable.
who said you could record?
We're a
The
podcast.
table we paid for.
We are media
I
passes. What are you
legitimately
talking
emailed
about?
them and said, we are a podcast. We follow Bigfoot conventions. Can we come? And then she was like, well, I don't think he understood what you were. I was like, I think I pretty much spelled it out exactly what we were. And if you want to throw me out, you need to give me my money back.
Well, and then we emailed the guy that you had gotten this stuff from, and he's like, no, you're set up, da-da-da. It's like, well, you need to tell your girl. But at that point, we're just done.
Yeah, you're over it.
Like,
Got
we
our
go from getting
$15.
invited to one and kicked out of another. Like, fuck you, bitch.
My issue is I would probably spit in her face and just see where it went from there.
I don't think Bobby was nice.
No, Bobby
If I
wasn't.
remember, Bobby was...
Bobby was pretty much an asshole.
Because I was getting ready to go off, and, but Bobby, as calm as Bobby is, came under the radar and insulted her, told her to go fuck herself, and...
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are some of the cons we're interested in. Is Mothman Con in Point Pleasant?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Any hoozle.
I'm down for... Okay.
I want to go to the Savannah thing
I do too.
and the other thing that you were
The
talking
Chattanooga one?
about. Yeah.
Chatacon.
Metro
Metro-Tham-Con.
Metro Tham-Con or whatever it is.
Even if just to see Chattanooga.
Yeah, I mean, this is a reason to go to chat.
Mm-hmm.
But, yep, those are cons we're interested in going to that aren't Dragon Con or MomoCon or, like, Anime Weekend Atlanta, because those are all getting pretty big. I'm going to set up a GoFundMe. Give us money. Give me all your monies.
Set up a poll, and let me tell you something. You motherfuckers that are listening. I'll set up a poll on Discord. If you guys troll vote FurryCon, I will come and find you where you live.
You can vote for whatever you want. If you haven't donated, you don't get a vote.
Ooh, that's a good point.
That's the whole way this works.
And you know what? You could also donate by... well, no, because you you have subscribers yet on Twitch. But hey, come follow Chris on Twitch. You are it's Cereal for Dinner.
Yeah, it's Cereal for Dinner.
Hey, but you could also sub to us because I actually am an affiliate.
Can you wait? You're going to get your time on record, Becky. Let Chris plug himself.
He just did. That's all he needed. He's still not.
That's all he gets.
He's all he gets.
Yeah.
He's not affiliate status yet. He only gets 10 seconds. That's it.
I'm going to have my wife start streaming, and you can all eat a dick.
Then you can come and
She's going to crush it.
then I'll give you 37 seconds to talk about hers. But once you hit affiliate serve, then you'll get the more time.
But no, we again, my plan is to set it up with the GoFundMe, and then again, I need and we'll talk about it. We need a number goal for each con that we're gonna go to, because again, we have to cover our expenses and shit. And if it's something that's 8 hours away, we'll need a month to plan it and then take a day off work, and we have to cover that shit because it's expensive.
And we gotta stay there. That's the big problem.
That's what I'm saying. And again, I will, if we get where we're going, I can email these cons and be like, hey, we are the Free Rotation Podcast. Do you guys do media passes? Blah blah blah.
Yep. I'm down for this. I'm really
and
excited.
if you guys, and I will post every con that's within 8 hours that month of where we are. And if you want us to go into these weird fucking 18 and above furry cons, that's what we're doing. But I'm taking a lot of hand sanitizer with me and not touching anybody.
I'm going to be an elephant.
I'm not. I'm gonna be.
I'll be the elephant's ass. You be the elephant's ass. I'll be the face.
See, I'm thinking I may have
People
COVID.
are gonna fuck your trunk.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have COVID that weekend. Just planning ahead. I like to.
Is that what you call herpes?
No.
Yeah, I put Becky in the back because I thought that'd be the risky part.
What is this? A human centipede?
COVID is the nickname for her bunny suit she's gonna wear.
I just look like one big COVID, and it's stay away from me or I'll infect you.
I would, however, if I do come across it, I will get the Donnie Darko Frank the rabbit suit and wear it to a furry convention. Be like, "What's up?" Just one eye blown out the back of my head, and be like, "Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?"
And it will walk around you and act like you're a figment of their imagination. Yeah. I don't see anything. What are you talking about?
Dress like something out of a Marvel superhero movie and be like, I think I got lost when I got here.
Just show up as Thanos. Be like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Oh yeah, just Alrighty. Anyway.
Anywho, we'll be back next weekend.
Bye.
We love you. Later.
Okay, talk to you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
TTYL.
TTYL.